So now that we know the basics of how to swing, let's go ahead and play an example using this strum. We're going to play what's called a 12-bar blues, which is the most common type of blues that you'll see. It's only 3 chords. The chords are going to be as follows. We've got an A7 chord, which your index finger will be on the 1st fret of the C string. And then we're going to have a D7 chord. And the way we're going to play the D7 is what we call the Hawaiian D7, which means we're going to use our 2nd fret on the G and our 2nd fret on the E. But here's the kicker. We're going to use our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string and our ring finger on the 2nd fret of the E. For a lot of people, it's more comfortable to use these first 2 fingers, but we want to make sure we're using these just because of the next chord that's going to be played. So we come from our A7, now to our D7, where you see you use the middle and ring fingers. And the last chord we're going to be playing is an E7. The way we play the E7 is we're going to take these 2 fingers and move them both down 1 string. Then we're going to take our index finger, place it on the 1st fret of the G string. It's very important that we think about this transition as just moving like this so that we maximize our efficiency when we're switching between the chords. So we have our A7, D7, E7, back to the A7. So let's go ahead and look at the form of this 12-bar blues. You'll notice that we're going to have 4 bars at the very beginning, all with an A7 chord. What this means is each bar we're going to strum the A7 chord 4 beats worth. So we're going to use our standard swing strum, which is our down, up, but with that in between, making sure that we're giving that credit of 1, 2, 3 to get that swing feel. So let's go ahead and try the first 4 bars nice and slow, all with the A7. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You'll notice at the beginning of each measure I set a different number to symbolize the bar. This is how I learned how to count music when I was growing up and playing in jazz band in middle school. It can help you keep focused and know exactly where you are when you're playing in a song. Now when we look at the next set of 4 bars, we'll see that there's 2 bars of the D7 followed by 2 bars of the A7. So let's go ahead and practice these now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we switch to the A7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the bottom 4 bars are the most tricky because you'll notice each bar is going to switch chords. We're going to start here with an E7. So we're going to place our index finger on the 1st fret of the G, middle on the 2nd fret of the C, and ring on the 2nd fret of the A. And we're going to do 1 bar of this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to go to the D7, and all that you'll do is move these 2 fingers up and remove the index finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we go back to the A7 chord, which we'll just take that index finger and place it on the 1st fret of the C string, remove the other 2 fingers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we go back to the E7 chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the 12-bar blues is kind of fun because the first 4 bars, pretty easy. Second 4 bars, still pretty easy, only 2 chords. And then the bottom 4 bars are a lot harder because we have 4 different chords that are happening. Let's go ahead and try the whole thing in time, nice and slow. Now let's go ahead and try playing it at full speed. And just because we have to, we gotta learn a little blues ending. What we're going to do here is play the open E, then we're gonna fret the second fret on the E string with our middle finger, open E again, and then we're going to up strum an A7. And that's the 12-bar blues on the ukulele. Thank you so much for attending today's workshop. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you learned something involving how to strum an ukulele and at least learned a different way to relate to some rhythm concepts. Be sure to check out the link below to see where you can purchase all 4 of the modules in this strum course. And I can't wait to see you in the courses to come.